So here we are once again to review round 5 with Barry Peatling, Chelsea versus BONBEACH, right here, Chelsea's home ground. So we're going to talk to Barry firstly about the day and the ground conditions.
Well, thanks again, Colin. It was a very nice day as usual. I mean, the last 4 or 5 weeks has been very good weather for football. Bit of wind, bit of breeze down towards Catherine Road, this end down here.
Was it northerly?
I don't know. I wouldn't know where north, south and east. I just know.
Yeah, well, we're in the south here, so I reckon it was a northerly wind.
Probably a northerly wind, yeah, because it's coming down there. That's probably right. It would be a northerly wind, yeah.
Exactly.
But the ground's in perfect condition as usual, and it was a perfect day for football again.
All right. Well, tell us about the changes. Any changes for Chelsea?
Yes, there was 3 changes. Civvies, Salem and Truey were in for Lancaster, Benny Fenimore and Jack Gaze.
So Jack Gaze got the flick after last week.
Had a bit of a rest in the second. Yeah, he'll be right. He'll fire up the next few weeks to get back on the side again.
Sounds a bit harsh to me.
Nah, well, there's a lot of players down last week, Colin. As I said it down at Karingala, and well, they made 3 changes. That was probably enough, I suppose.
Okay, well, he was playing against tough opposition, so he's still young, and so he's got more chance.
Oh, he'll finish up with a very good key position player, Colin.
Let's get straight into the game. The first half, the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter, Chelsea had skipped to a lead already with 4-4, and BONBEACH only 1 point. Tell us about the highlights.
Chelsea won the toss and kicked down towards my street, Catherine Avenue end. Pretty sort of lacklustre first 10 minutes, a lot of scrums, ball-ups, but they finished up kicking 3 or 4 goals, 4 goals I think it was. So they kicked a point, I think, in the first quarter, which was Louis was started off starting with about 10-11 possession in the first quarter, Colin. Very
good. 10-11.
Started brilliantly.
So this is Anthony Lewis. He got a few possessions. Now we'll skip over to half time, and it was a pretty even quarter. 6-4 to Chelsea to 2-7 to BONBEACH. Seems like they kicked a lot of points.
BONBEACH had a few chances in the second quarter, and they kicked really bad. As a matter of fact, Shane McDonald is a superstar from way back. He was getting a lot of possession, but they didn't score. They didn't take advantage of the wind, Colin, and Chelsea hung on to a slender lead at half time, which wasn't too bad. Okay, so yeah, they had a bit of a lead,
Maybe a 3.5 goal lead. So let's skip into and run into the second half. At 3/4 time, Chelsea kicked 9 goals 7 to BONBEACH 3 goals 9.
Well, they started after half time. They got the breeze and they were using it pretty well. Luke Dame got in, come in the game, kicked a couple of goals. He's a very good player, Luke Dame. Very accurate kick on for goal. He's a very good mark too. And because Louis and Harrison, as usual, dominating. Jackson Powell's a little bit quiet on the first half. He started to pick up a bit just before half time, and had a sort of 3 or 4 goal lead, wasn't it, at half time?
Well, at half time, with 3/4 time we're talking about now.
3/4 time, I beg your pardon, yeah.
So we go to the end of the game, which Chelsea sort of just, they actually lost the last quarter, 11 goals 13, 79 points to 6 goals 12, 48 points.
Well, they held, they still had still a 3 or 4 goal breeze in the last quarter, but the defence, well, they were really, Carney was playing right in the back line. Who else had in the back line? Nizer, one of my favourite players now. Nizer, he's a very underrated player, Nizer. They sort of held them together, and they finished that win by 4 or 5 goals, which was a pretty good win at the finish.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the first quarter that set them up.
Yeah,
really.
It was, yeah.
They won by the similar margin in the first quarter. So just tell us the goal kickers then, Barry.
The goal kickers were Luke Dame, kicked 4 again. He's pretty consistent. Chris Warner was a little bit quiet on Saturday. He only kicked 1 or 2 at the moment, I think, at the time.
Chris Warner kicked 1.
Kicked 1, yeah, but he's just going through a little bit of a dull patch at the moment. He'll come good. Jackson Powell kicked 2 lovely goals, and Shane Maggs kicked 2 brilliant goals, Colin.
I think Jackson Powell only kicked 1 goal.
According to my little book was 2. I'll tell you what, talk about this Pellery. I don't know what game he was at.
Okay, Maggs kicked 2 then.
Yeah, Maggs kicked 2 beautiful goals.
We'll get on to the reporter. We haven't got his name here, but Scott McLeod kicked a goal. Brune kicked a goal.
Anthony Brune kicked. I didn't give the main goal.
Stokel kicked a goal as well.
We had a pretty quiet day too, Stokel.
Okay, well, just tell us the group of best players then, Barry.
Well, I'll start from the top 2. There's Lewis played a great captain's game. Harrison, always fantastic. McLeod, not in order now. McLeod, Carmody, Stewart, Nizer, Johnson,
Mags,
Shane Mags will be in there.
Damon.
Yeah, it was a very good team effort, Colin.
What about Shadlock?
He played all right, Chadlock. He took some nice marks in the half-back line. He played very well, as a matter of fact. I feel about him, but he's going to be a player.
Okay, well let's get to the votes. One vote.
One vote to Scotty McLeod, played a 4 quarters game. Stephen Harrison, 2 votes, just a champion full stop. And 3 votes for the good captain's game from A. Lewis. Right. About 28%.
Anthony Lewis, you give without a doubt?
No shadow of doubt at all, but the best player on the ground was Shane McDonald, Colin, from BONBEACH. Champion, he is. Shane McLeod.
Well, that's what I have I looked on the website and it's got Shane McDonald best players. He's the top of the best player list, but
the BONBEACH, yeah.
Best player list for Chelsea is totally different to yours.
Why is that? I don't know what game he was at either, because when he come in the rooms after the game and he's a big fat fella too. I don't know what his name is. Big, wide, that wide is. He said, Nigel Cummins played all right, but he wasn't the best player for Chelsea. No way in the world. But anyway, I was talking to Louis.
So he's got Carmody, Mags and Johnson. No,
yeah, so you tell me today he's got Mags. Look, Mags played all right. He wasn't a second best player, Colin. I mean, I don't know what game he was at. He might have been down to Edithvale Aspendale ground, I think. He might have been using his field mark or something. But Carby played. I mean, as I say, it was a very good. It wasn't no passengers there on Saturday.
And what did Louis say?
No, I can't say what Louis said, but I just said what game was he at, Louis, after the game. Because he's going to be on. He's going to be on this right and sitting this
couple
table.
Weeks, couple weeks.
He'll be sitting right there.
We'll have to stay tuned for that. We look forward to
that. I might even go to. I'm just diverting, but I might even go to that interleague game next Saturday. Might cover it.
Okay. Oh well, we'll see how you go.
That's diverting from what we're talking about. But
yeah, sure.
Let's
get back onto this game here. What about the coach? How was he? Did he have any effect since last week's debacle?
Colin, I'm glad you brought that up. After last week's game, it wasn't diabolic, it was thrashing. To get the players up for this game, this very important game, was nothing short of sensational. And I'll tell you another thing about this coach. He's got very good vibes with his players.
Okay.
Communicates them very well. I've had a few coaches...
Is he a dictator?
No. Just the opposite. But I've had a few coaches in my time, and I'll tell you now...
Is he like a Colonel Klink or a Hitler?
No. But most coaches, Colin, they love a bit of authority, and they're like the headmaster and steward. Chappell, he gets down to the players' level, and that's a very good thing, a very good sign for the football club.
Now, you touched on Shane McDonald. How good is he?
Look, I said to Louis a couple of weeks ago, the week before, I said, we're playing BONBEACH next week. I said, I thought Shane McDonald was going to another club after last year. And he said, oh no, I think he's playing. I said, look, every time he plays against us, he just towels us up. And he does again.
Could he play in the VFL?
He's about, we played Collingwood seconds 2 seasons ago, I think. He's about a yard short of being an AFL player. Okay. He's got everything. He's like the general for BONBEACH. He's go down to kick the ball out from full back, run up the ground. He had about 28 possessions too, kicked 2 goals. He's a freak. But he played all his junior football with Chelsea, 12 to 16, and he finished up down at BONBEACH.
That's a bit strange, isn't it?
Champ, I used to watch him. He won all the best of Ferris. He was a star. He still is.
Let's go into the highlights of the game. You said Anthony Lewis. It was he being captain. What sort of game did he play?
Anthony Lewis played a great captain's game, Colin. He's starting off reasonably slow for his sort of game, but the way he plays. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, but Saturday's game, the first quarter, he had 11 possessions. And when he retires, they've got to name that wing over there the Anthony Lewis wing, because he won't play. He never plays on the grandstand, so it's always on that side.
And he doesn't like the coverage of the celebrity.
When he retires, they've got to name that wing A. Lewis wing.
Okay.
For all these achievements, because he's been a star for Chelsea.
So he was leading possession getter, 27. Steve Harrison with 24. Shane McDonald.
Well, it might have been a bit more than 24 of Harrison. I think he might have missed a couple of them.
Must have missed a couple. Now, some may say that you only give the votes out to the people with the leading possessions.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Colin. It's not, because a lot of players, especially in the AFL, they get about 1,000 handballs when they get 45 possessions. What you call receivers. But all the possessions Louis had, he's straight. And his delivering, his disposal is fantastic. And
so he goes and gets the ball, does he?
Well, that's right. He's not trying to get the hard ball. He's only about 9 stone, 10 stone.
Okay.
Same as Jackson. Jackson Powell come good in the last quarter again.
Okay.
Kicked a couple of nice goals. I'm sure he kicked 2 goals. You said one from the paper says one. I think that
Paper says 1.
He was at the wrong game, that fella.
Different game.
Who he is, I don't know. But
okay, so you weren't happy with him with his any aspect of his reporting.
No thing.
Maybe you should take over, Barry.
We'll stand right next to the caravan, and because they broadcast the game live on 3 double P, what they call it.
Yeah.
No, when you told me when you come in before we done this interview that he had Carmody best player, well, wrong game.
Wrong game. Okay. So you can't be.
And Shane Mag's second best too.
You can't be critical enough of this fellow. All right. Well, thank you very much. Do you know what the next game is?
Well, I said up before. I think they're about going to watch that. I reckon. Although Louis was telling me Saturday night after the game that he thinks he's pretty sure him and Harrison have picked already, but it's not finalised. Aren't they playing this week? Who
they're playing?
That was in Murray. Should be a good game.
Okay.
So
Whereabouts?
Frankston Park, down at Frankston.
Well, why don't you go?
I'm going.
I think you owe it to yourself. It's your responsibility to cover it, Barry.
Keep my viewers up to date what's going on.
The big Chelsea players.
I reckon they could have 3 players at least. I reckon they have Harrison, Lewis and Powell.
Okay.
And they might get Carmody. They might have 4 or 5.
Well, we look forward to that then, if you're able to go. It's in Frankston, so
down the road.
There shouldn't be any excuses. We look forward to full coverage of that game. Well, thank you, viewers. It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.